Hi, this is Dr. Sponder, and here is just a short overview of the homework for week 10. For anyone who wasn't here on Tuesday, because we had a hurricane, this is just an easy tutorial, and here it is. So, first thing you're going to do is download Audacity. We're going to be doing a little audio editing because when you put sounds into the notebook, you can't edit them. So this is a way that you can actually edit sounds and put them in, or else you can record sounds directly into it. Audacity is a simple program to use, and we went over it a few weeks ago. I have several tutorials for you. So first thing to do is go to the Google and just type in download Audacity. And I'll just type in download Audacity. And it'll come up, just download it. It's easier than giving you the URL because you can always get back to it in case you forget the URL. So you go to a place called SourceForge, which is it's kind of open source, and you have Audacity for Windows here. If you have Windows 2000, XP, etc., Windows 99,000, download is here. Here it is for the Mac. If you have a Mac, or if you have one of Dr. Abed's Macs, you'll already have Audacity installed. New and Linux, that's not us. So for those people that have Audacity for Windows, just click on it and it will download it. I'm downloading it now. And if you're not sure about the system requirements, click on that. And you see if you have a Windows 7 machine, you really need 4 gigabytes of RAM. That's recommended. You can get by with 2 gigabytes of RAM. However, if you have only 2 gigabytes, make sure to restart your machine before you do any audio editing or actually any video editing. You just don't have enough RAM for that. So Windows Vista, which my wife has, you can actually get by with a little bit less. Notice 1 gigabyte because it's not as heavy a system, and so on. They give you the different information here. Same for the Mac. So if you want to know the system requirements for the Mac, you can get that as well. Once you download Audacity, you can open it up. And the Audacity workspace is the same on the Mac and the PC. So I'm clicking up here on my Mac. And an Audacity welcome will come up. This is for a way older version, but they still have good information, quick help and manual. So you can either download it or you can just check in the directory and see if it's there. There's a wiki that has all sorts of tips and tricks, and you want to check that out too if you have time. If not, you can just use the handy tutorials I have on the class Moodle. And here's a quick overview of how Audacity works. You've got, these are the really important settings here. You've got the record, quick forward, quick reverse. You probably won't ever use those. The stop, the play, and the pause. So when I start recording, like this, I'm recording, coughing a little bit, and then I want to pause. And when I pause, I'm not able to do anything such as editing, but I can stop and think. So I can, if I'm reading a script, I can stop at certain points, make sure I know what I'm reading, and if I make a mistake, then I can just go over it. So if let's see if that was the cough. Oh, nothing works. Once you're paused, you can't really do anything else except think about what you want to do. So when you want to start again, you can just click off the pause, and it will start recording again. And when you want to stop, just click on the stop. That's all there is to it. And so now I'm going to find my coughs. Let's see, is that a cough? Yeah. So I will just delete this by hitting the delete key on my keyboard, or you go up to the edit and you can just cut it. There's a cut command, and so I'll do that. Hit on keyboard, and now you notice that there is no cough. this,
here.
I'm recording, coughing a little bit. Oh, more coughs. So let me get rid of these coughs, make sure it's the coughs. Goodbye. So it's gone. So now let me just check. Like this, I'm recording, coughing a little bit, and then I want to pause. I can just get rid of this coughing a little bit too. I don't need that for this particular thing. So once I have this, there are certain things I can do. I can highlight everything, and I can go to the, where is it? There are certain things here, such as the, So once I have these highlighted, and of course I've stopped, what I'll do is just go up to the top, which I don't think this will let me do. No. You won't see it, but there is the effects, and you'll see it's on the top menu bar, and you can, my favorite thing is just normalizing it. I don't even know what that means, but I'll just click OK. And it makes it much larger so that the sound is actually more even. And it will start recording again. And I can see a little bit more of what I have here. So let's see what that is. Yeah, that's a stupid noise. I'll get rid of it. And when you're finished, what you'll do is you will export this. And for this activity, you can export this as an MP3 file or a WAV file. So I'm going to click OK. And it'll let me put this up on the desktop or somewhere else. And I'll just call this junk. And I can make this an MP3 file if I have the MP3 encoder. If I don't, it'll make it a WAV file, which is okay too, for the activity that I'm going to do. So if you don't have MP3, WAV is fine. And I will just go ahead and save that. So this is now on my desktop, Mac or PC, and it's a junk, it's a WAV file. So what I'm asking you to do is to create an audio podcast between 3 and 5 minutes about anything you're interested in. It could be something in technology or education or a hobby. Make some mistakes, you can edit it. It doesn't have to be very, very involved, but you can read a story or something. But I just want you to have a few minutes worth of audio. 3 minutes is minimum, and you know, anywhere around there is fine. And then you go into a post it to a site called yourlisten.com. So now I've got my audio in there. I don't know how long it is. It's not 3 to 5 minutes, but it could be. And then I will go to yourlisten.com. And here I am at yourlisten.com. And I want to upload audio, but I need to actually log in or sign up if I haven't signed up. So I'll click here on the account login and put my username and password to remember me if it's on my own computer. And it's free. What's nice about the site is you can put stuff up here and get the embed code and just embed it wherever you want to. So it's a real quick and dirty way to do that. Easy way to get some audio. You don't have to go crazy. This site is not one for archiving your work. There may be a way to do it, but it's just really to get something up right away and get some audio and your embed code. So I'm going to upload my audio by clicking on Upload My Audio. And this comes up here. Completely free, etc., etc. Large files, up to 350 megabytes, which is pretty big. So that's half a CD. So I'm going to select my audio file, which is junk. It's on my desktop. Then it says enter additional information. You can put an image in, but I won't. And give it a title. I will call this demo, 2 M's, demo, and you can actually give it even a longer title. Description, it wants a description. I'll just put down junk. And the tag, so that this can be searched, I'll just put junk. It gives me some suggestions, junkie, and Julian, and then a channel. So it wants to know which channel to put it in, just for identification. I'll just stick it into performance or live performance. No one really cares. And then I can actually share this as a purchasable, sellable item if I want to put it on a website where I actually market my audio, but I'm not. So now I'm almost finished. The last thing is to complete the upload. Well, actually, yeah, you've got to make sure to check this off. I reserve the right that there's no copyright infringement, and there isn't. I can also disable the downloading of my audio file, so no one will get my precious audio. And now it's uploading it, so you see the progress. If you have 3 minutes worth, it's going to take a little bit long. If you have trouble uploading 3 minutes, then cut it down to 1.5 minutes. Go in halves first. Like this, I'm recording, and then I want to pause, and it will start recording again. And when you want to stop, just click on this stop. So there you see it comes up like this, and then I have several things I can share, download it. Probably won't let me download it, add to favorites. And I think I will add it to my favorites, which I don't have any favorites yet. This may be the way that I can get back to it. So I don't know if I have my favorites. I'll have to check those. But I just added it there. Then I'm going to share it. And you know the routine, I'd get the embed code. I copy that embed code, as we've done many times, and I can paste that into my Yola site or anywhere else. You don't have to do that. So basically, I just want you to get some audio practice, read a story, a poem, and so on. If your audio is too big, then just cut it in half and work from there. The next thing is to go to the exchange at smarttech.com, because we're going to be working with the Smart Notebook from now on. And I just want you to download at least 3 notebooks that are similar to topics you might use for your notebook assignment. Notebook assignment will be to make 5 different notebooks for instruction. They don't have to be on the same subject. They can be pretty much anything educational. You're better off if you pick something that you're likely to use. Then when you download these, look at the techniques they use that you like, and what do you think of the notebooks overall. Post the best one that you find on your website so it can be downloaded. Now it can't be more than, I think, 5, no, I don't know how big it is, maybe 10 megabytes. If you have trouble, try downloading one that's a little bit less. They're not going to be that big because most of these will be using resources that are already built into the notebook. So let's do that. We'll go to smarttech.com, go to the exchange. And they have lesson plans and all sorts of resources. So there are, well, whatever you're interested in. Let's say I want to do history, right? See what they got in history. Here's one, subject history, grade 7, 8, and 9. Okay, another history, same guy, Kurt Breed, holy cow. There's another one by Becca, Arkansas history, which is, you can tell right away, it's hard to read. History of Alaska, there we go. That's one that I like. So I'm going to preview this. History of Alaska. And this just gives me an overview of the screens. I can download this and notice it's 2.13 megabytes, so that should be pretty good. You can also open it in the Smartboard Notebook Express, which is the player that's online. Don't do that. Just look at it first and see if this really works for you. This title doesn't, but I could change that. And they talk about the Bering Land Bridge. And this is the flag of Alaska, the North Star. I would not put that in there. I would get rid of it. Alaska Native people, okay. Aleut, Yupik are the Eskimos. Inupiat, Eskimo. Haida is Indian. Tlingit are Indians as well. Athabascans are Indians. They lived in Alaska before. And I'll go through it and see if this really does what I want. There really isn't much interaction in this, even though it's got good information. I don't know if I would use that, to tell you the truth. It's not really interactive. So it's nice to see. Got some nice facts, but it's more like a PowerPoint presentation than it is something I would use. I would reject that. And I'll look through this. Let me see if there are others. 10th grade history, Jeopardy. I might look at that. History of computers. Pictures and small description. Again, that's not really interactive. So I'm looking for something that's probably let's say, history may not be the best subject. I'll look for something else, maybe in all subjects. Well, music's fun. Some of you are music teachers. I'll look at music. Oh, that's no good. And I'll search. For music, and Connect 4 game. It's a review game. Classroom Feud. This is a format to review content. I guess that's like Family Feud. So look through it and try and find some that are useful for you. There's a Brain Savvy teaching tool. Now, that's interesting. You might want to check this out. That's pretty big. So if you download it, then you might want to check and make sure that it works. You'll be able to upload it. Or if not, you know, if you still want to use it, then you can bring it to class using one of those thumb drives. Balloon Pop. Let's see. Pop a balloon to reveal a problem, number, or question. Well, that's nice. You might want to try this one. So let me preview this. And it's not interactive, but basically, I guess the lesson plan has the information, and you're able to go through this. So I would download this and check it out and see if this is worthwhile. So look for 3 of them or so and download those, look at them, and pick one that is something that you'd like to learn to do or something that you would use for your particular project here. So just look for the ideas that these give you as well. If you have a question about that, just email me. You should have a lot of fun here because these are standards aligned. If you want to go by the standards, you can do that, or you can even share resources by uploading your own, and we'll find out about that later on. The last part of the homework is to add learning control to your list of instructional strategies, and we covered that in this week's assignments, or the recording, so check them out, and you'll be able to see learning control is really just something that we create so that learners can actually go from one place to the other. So that type 3 presentation where we added buttons to the PowerPoint presentation, that gave the learner some control over how the presentation would go, and they could go from the menu to different slides. They don't have to go one after the other after the other. So learner control is a big strategy when you design things for Dr. Ved, and for me, learner control will probably be one of the things you'll use the most as an instructional strategy. So just put that on your list, on your website, and we'll check those out next week. So if you have any questions, email me, and nice to see how you're doing.